When my mom died in 2020, I inherited her home. And I'll never forget the moment a week or so after her death when Robin and I were going through her kitchen cabinets and sorting through things. And as we went through the drinking glasses, I pulled out one that was very familiar to me and showed it to Robin. It was a commemorative glass celebrating the 1893 land run that opened up Cherokee land to white settlement in what became the state of Oklahoma. This was treaty land that had been granted to the Cherokee Nation in perpetuity in exchange for the loss of their homelands in the Southeast. Both of my great grandfathers obtained farmland through this land run, and Robin and I stared at that glass and looked at each other. What in the world were we going to do with this? And more to the point, what were we going to do with all of it? What was I going to do with the complex legacy I had inherited from my parents? A legacy made tangible in all the benefits I had enjoyed growing up in a white middle class family with a lineage stretching back to some of the earliest settlers. Perhaps that story feels familiar to some of you. All of us who are white skinned and grew up in this country have benefited in many ways from white skin privilege. Perhaps some of you, like me, benefited from equity in homes that your parents owned if they also have passed away. Perhaps some of you, like me, own a home now. All of this land obviously originally belonged to Indigenous people. I attended a land justice workshop last week that conveyed some shocking statistics. 98% of rural land acreage and 95% of urban land in the US is still owned by white people. In recent years, I felt drawn to the land justice movement, which includes the literal return of land to Indigenous people or people of color, as well as other creative ways to restore land ownership to BIPOC people or share the benefits from land ownership with them. I've learned that the land justice movement also includes an explicit effort to dismantle the doctrine of discovery, which provided religious sanction to European colonialism and is still operative in US law today. I've begun to engage in some relational organizing with people who are doing this work with religious communities and who are seeking to educate their communities about the doctrine of discovery. I can't change my lineage or the legacy I inherited, but I can choose to actively pursue land justice now. And I invite you to consider joining me in this work.